for the land of the...
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on both teams tonight dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and there's Jackson, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Now here's Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Leonard. Shoots over Powell. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
The best scorers in the game have the ability to get to the free throw line. Kawhi Leonard lives there.
And Doris, tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game. So let's see how this plays out.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And they double up Jackson. McCollum against George. Pass to Zubac. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Paul George will force you to stay balanced defensively because if you have a miscue, he will find the open guy.
Lillard, the pass to Covington. And it's McCollum in the corner. Fires the 3. The shot, no good. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And George kicks to Leonard. And he gets the bucket.
What a smooth-looking release from Kawhi Leonard. Doing work in the mid-range. That is his comfort zone.
Powell against Leonard. Knocked away. And now the Clippers on the break. No good that time. Good D by Covington. Nobody near Lillard. Off target with his 3. Clippers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And Lillard is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's already this guy's 2nd foul now. He's either going to have to sit or play a bit more conservatively.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Simons, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. And it's Simons missing.
Just 1 made field goal in 5 tries. Not a good start.
And Batum throws it down.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now here's McCollum. Pass to Covington. The tray. McCollum, no good. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. To the middle. Here's Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass.
Now here's McCollum. It's Covington on the wing. 1:53 left in the first. Clock at 6 to the left wing. Nurkic. Portland again missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
On the wing, Batum. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That is his first foul of the game. So both teams changing it up here. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Trailblazers trail by 8. Now here's McCollum. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The offensive rebound. 2 points. That one goes.
Elite offensive rebounder from the moment he stepped between the lines. Enes Kanter, that is a strength of his game.
Outside Leonard. The pass to Oturu. Trying to find Jackson. He's got it now. From down in the low post, it goes.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Basket counts.
And give McCollum credit. It's big for his confidence when he's able to muscle these shots in.
Now Leonard. From deep three-point range. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Cantor. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Portland on defense. 6-point game. To the inside. Here's Oturu. Rondo kicks to Patterson. Clock at 4. The three from George. Rebound by the Trailblazers. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. It's McCollum on the wing. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And when you think of McCollum, the word efficient comes to mind. This guy just shoots the ball and plays the game at a high level.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
Rondo with it. Outside, George from the arc. That one misses. And so the first quarter is in the books. Clippers ahead. They lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. When Damian Lillard's in the flow, there is no stopping him. And before the game, we talked about that with him.
I think in the past, anytime
Greg, this is why they say there's no substitute for experience.
And I agree. And you know, sometimes guys need to learn to be more selfish at times. Goodness. Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Here's Rondo, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
3rd foul of the half, and that's the risk you take leaving him out there.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, good evening. The Clippers were picked by many to win the title last year. Now, they didn't get it done, but Kawhi Leonard is not concerned. He said, "We've just got to keep getting better, keep fighting. It's about the right team peaking at the right time." Guys are hoping this season their talent and their fight will win out. Back to you.
We will see. Good stuff, D.A. Thanks. Nice shot by Rondo.
If he's one thing, he's efficient in the paint. Rondo really good with the positioning there close to the basket.
On the wing, Jones. McCollum outside. Passes it to Lillard. And he lays it straight in. Lillard's got 4 this quarter.
What strength from Lillard. Just not allowing the defense to have the last word.
George looking around. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Cantor trying to free himself up. And Cantor able to finish. Cantor's got the lead up to 2 now for the Trailblazers.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And it's Paul George with the finish.
Now, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
It's McCollum on the wing. There it is, his 2nd make of the game. He's missed 5. Greg, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation or one of the best. And I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys.
Yes,
truly great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
And now Lillard running the floor all by himself. Down low. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Lillard. Now it's a 4-point Trailblazer lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Rondo dishes to George. 1:43 left in the second quarter. Morris passes to Oturu. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Enes Kanter. The Clippers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Norman Powell's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum. Clippers trail by 3.
Well, Norman Powell these last several seasons has turned himself into a knockdown shooter. And obviously last season much more involved on the offensive end. And that, to me, was his best performance to date.
And with Powell, they rely on his shooting to open things up for everyone else.
Yeah, and for Norman Powell, he knows what he's about and welcomes that role. This is a guy who understands how to relocate in the midst of plays to create separation from defenders. He's always ready in catch-and-shoot situations.
Powell, that's good. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Outside Leonard. There's 48 seconds left to play in the first half. Jackson misses. They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
And it's Lillard missing. The Clippers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Ball stolen. Jackson against Powell. Pass to Covington to the left side wing. Now here's Powell. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Nurkic. Stolen by Jackson. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. Damian Lillard grabs the loose ball. Here's Simons. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And all right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good, and he doesn't get talked about that much, but Yusuf Nurkic, big part of what this team does. Kenny, just how much? That's all for now.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Trailblazers leading by 3. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the point. That's who's out there for the Clippers. The Clippers shooting at 50% in a decent groove. And George, here we go. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It goes on C.J. McCollum. For Los Angeles, they have hit most of their free throws tonight, 5 of 6.
To think that at one point, after that horrific leg injury, Paul George, there was some doubt whether he could regain the level of play we're accustomed to. But this guy gets better and better.
Lillard against Jackson. And here's Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. lays it up off the glass. Lillard's got 8 points.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Inside, and it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down to a point with the bucket from Jackson.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Nurkic has got his second bucket of the game to go.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
4th foul of the night. Now he needs to be smart. Can't reach in and pick up something foolish.
Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. And it's George finishing it off.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Here's Lillard. That misses off the backboard.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit. Who knows? But he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
A reverse. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Enes Kanter comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And Anthony subbed in for Robert Covington. The 3 from George. Traps in the tray. George has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially when you can add in quickness and athleticism. And I think you start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Powell finds Lillard. To the paint. Here's Jones. And Jones with the stuff.
Yeah, quick thinking wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
The drive by Jackson. Here's Oturu. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Oturu's got 5 points so far. Lillard against Jackson. Kanter doesn't get it to drop for him. The Clippers go the other way with it. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court he makes a lot of noise.
Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And Lillard kicks to Anthony. And that one clearly a foul. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And that one is good from Zubac.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Powell. Takes a 3. They get it again. Kanter kicks to Anthony. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And George, here we go. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. And now a 4-point Los Angeles lead. Simons surveying the D. Cantor dishes to Jones. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Cantor. Back to Jones. Here's Simons. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
You simply must put a body on this guy. You know he's going to try to get to that glass.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Down low. Here's Zubac. There's the pass to Coffey. Jacks up a 3. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Paul George with the steal. George, that's a 2-pointer. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. Paul George, he's been the guy. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game, presented by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the floor for Portland, we've got Robert Covington. He's out there with Norman Powell. Nurkic is out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point guard position.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Morris against McCollum. Outside Covington. Back to McCollum. Morris trying to free himself up. McCollum no good. Los Angeles leading by 4. Morris passes to Mann. Shoots over Powell. Mann can't hit.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Looking to get it going. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Rondo. Banked in off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 6.
Yeah, you can't let Rondo get free in those situations. He's an absolute terror on the fast break.
McCollum, and he uses the glass on the layup.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Rondo looking around. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Lillard's checked in. To the inside. And that one is hammered home.
Check out the vision from Jackson. He doesn't have to make the flashy play, just wants to make the right play.
Passes it to Nurkic. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Pass to McCollum. He wants to get it to Nurkic and does. And the shot is good.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
Pass to Oturu. For those just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. It's good on the putback. Oturu's got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Lillard misses. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. Outside Rondo. Six to shoot. He kicks to Leonard. Beyond the arc. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Out of bounds. Portland takes possession. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Trailblazers trail by 8. Now here's Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Outside, George. And that one drops for him.
Well, the efficiency with the mid-range game, Paul George has always possessed.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Batum grabs the miss.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Rondo finds George. Lets it go with a 3. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Clippers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Paul George.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
George dishes to Rondo. Back to George. Leonard on the wing. Out left to the wing. George passes to Rondo. And so Los Angeles takes the win. Probably a little. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. Check out the fashion style of the Bucks as they enter. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Middleton in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. And there's Jackson, and it's Zubac in at the center.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Now here's Lopez. The shot from the low post is good.
Can't let Lopez get comfortable down low. The second he does, there's no stopping.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Zubac. And it's sent back by Lopez.
It's a bonus whenever Lopez comes up with the swat. Want to see more of this from the big fella. And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And last season, he made good on about 3 out of every 4 free throw attempts. And last time I checked, I think that's 75%.
Because he knows he makes a living at the line, he invites contact and sometimes even initiates it.
Giannis outside. And he banks in the layup.
And I really marvel at the touch of Antetokounmpo for his size and physique. That's incredible.
Now here's George. Knocks it loose and stolen by DiVincenzo. And he slams it one-handed.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. Outside, George. No good on that one. Great D that time from Middleton. The Bucks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. DiVincenzo gets the bucket.
And it really helps their team so much with Middleton's passing with effectiveness, and it helps him out as a scorer. He's that much harder to defend.
Now, here is George. Cans it from downtown. A lot of great talkers over the years, trash talkers on the floor in this league. You think they do it more to get themselves going, Greg, or do they do it with the purpose of getting under their opponent's skin?
And, Kevin, that's a great question, and believe it or not, you see both. I've seen guys who do it to get under your skin, and I've also seen guys that do it for their own benefit. That's how they derive their confidence. And so it's about you figuring out what works for you. I've seen some guys, they don't say smack. They don't say a word during the course of the game, but they will cut your heart out. So it's just about what fits your personality in terms of making you play your best.
Well, I'm glad you don't trash talk here on 2K, Greg. I'll tell you that right
now. No, we don't do that.
George, no good.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
Stolen by Jackson. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. And finished off by Leonard.
Flexing at the rack. Leonard doing what he can to fire up his teammates.
1:09 left to play in the first quarter. Holiday against Jackson. Pass to Giannis. Inside, here's DiVincenzo. Batum grabs the miss.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
2 on none. No one back to stop this. Here's Lopez, and the dunk by Lopez.
And an incredible display of awareness there. Giannis, a great read on the defensive end and understands this team wants to run.
Now here's Jackson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Leonard. 5 to shoot. Outside for Batum. Uncovered. No good off the back of the rim.
Woo, the defense gets away with a late rotation. That's a shot he normally makes.
It's just hard to match up with Antetokounmpo's speed, especially in the open floor.
Outside, George connects from three-point range. George has got 6.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Outside Holiday. The shot, no good. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. Bucks lead by 4. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Marcus Morris. He's out there with Patrick Patterson. Rajon Rondo is out there with Kennard, and it's man in at the 2-guard spot. Now here's Patterson after the miss from Bobby Portis. Now Rondo. That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Patterson.
Obviously, Rondo's main priority is to dish the rock. When you're open, he'll get it to you.
It's Portis, high post. The Clippers grab the miss.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
But he stays with it. Outside Rondo. Patterson finds Rondo. The pass to man. And he's off on his first shot of the game.
He looked just a little out of rhythm. He's still trying to establish consistency from there.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
And it's Rondo with the ball for the Clippers. 4-point game. Pass to Leonard. Back to Rondo. Here's Patterson. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Leonard, a second chance effort, and he lays it up and in.
That's just staying in the moment, keeping with the current possession.
Milwaukee leading by 4. Here is Forbes. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
And if you let the little guy get airborne before you slide over to block him out, he can and will embarrass you on the boards.
Now here's Patterson. Rondo with the ball. Kicks it out to Leonard. Off target with the open look.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ.
To the middle. Here's Patterson. Kicks it out to Leonard. 1:35 left now here in the second. Here's Oturu. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Oturu's got 4 this quarter.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
Lets it go from deep. Pass to Portis. Bucks passing it around. From 10 feet out, Portis tipped back in for 2. And the Bucks lead by 4.
Must put a body on Portis. He loves to crash the offensive glass.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the half. Leonard on the wing. Swiped away. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo. Nobody back. Left side, Portis. Passes it to Connaughton. 4 on the shot clock. And Portis throws it down.
This is what they want to see. Portis finishing strong inside, making his presence felt.
And there's the pass to Kennard. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half. Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
But you know, this is where your patience is tested. If you shoot too quickly, you give your opponent a chance to close out the quarter.
And that one, good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Patterson, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. And he might not get all the attention, But you talk about smooth scoring wings. And that's a...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Nice game. Great performance by Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
And on the floor for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the center position. Greggy, we hear this a lot. It's almost too popular now to say good offense beats good defense. Being a defensive-minded player yourself, do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely, Kevin. And the thing is, in today's game, when I played, there was an era, you know, you could hold teams in the 80s and 90s. You could go a quarter and keep them at 12, 15 points. You can't do that now. It's different. You've got to be able to win stretches of 2 and 3 minutes. And honestly, you're right. The offense does dictate far more, but it doesn't discount the importance of defense. And if you still look at the reigning champs and the teams that have won titles recently, that's still one area that they're consistent in is their defensive approach. And one of the most athletic players in the league. Giannis makes those alley-oop jams look easy.
Outside, George. George missing again. Bucks leading by 8. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Defended by George. Here's Jackson. Finished off the break. Jackson's got his first points in this one.
Hard to keep up with Reggie when he gets out in space. And on top of that, an excellent finisher.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Bucks. Now here's Middleton. No points in the game yet for him.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Outside for George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
He doesn't need much time to get his shot off. Paul George is a dependable catch-and-shoot option.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injuries slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. George, no good.
He started off solid, had 2 threes at halftime, but blank from deep since.
Jumps up, and it's Patterson finishing it off.
Quick look from Patterson makes finishing plays off with a dunk look easy.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Here's Antetokounmpo. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
So both teams making some changes here. For Milwaukee, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. That's good from Antetokounmpo.
You know, we always talk about what a rare talent Giannis is, and it's true. Unrivaled athleticism and versatility.
Now here's Jackson. And the 3 off target. There's the lob. Antetokounmpo up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And we talk about Antetokounmpo's all-around skills, and tonight it's been about the scoring. He's put this offense on his back.
Here's Leonard. On the wing, but 2. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the wide-open shot from DiVincenzo. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Jackson. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Now here's DiVincenzo. He's got 6. Here's Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And that move has become second nature for Giannis. Once he establishes position, game over.
And Leonard puts it up from deep 3. That one doesn't drop. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. The shot by Middleton, wide open. A three-pointer off the mark. Clippers trail by 9. And here again, Los Angeles in transition. Up the court they go. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Pass to Tucker. And here's Giannis. Nine for 9, looking deadly accurate. Like guys he cannot miss.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times.
The putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
The third quarter comes to a close. Bucks ahead, up 9. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. They've got Rajon Rondo. He's out there with Paul George. And it's Oturu in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Now, here is George. Milwaukee leading by 9. Antetokounmpo, no good. And Los Angeles guys shooting under 40% all in all for the game. And here is Portis. Feeds to Forbes. From deep, sinks the triple. Forbes has got the lead up to 12 now for the Bucks.
Shooting over 43% from distance during his college career. This is Forbes' specialty.
George way outside. George missing again.
I can see he's pressing a little now, trying desperately to help them shrink this deficit.
Outside Portis. Takes the 3. Batum grabs the miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
A nice shot by George.
So smart with the ball in his hands. George reads the floor well and takes advantage of what's there.
Out to the right wing. Portis finds Antetokounmpo. The 3. Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Bucks lead by 12.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now, here's George. Outside for Batum. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Beautiful ball movement. Draw and kick. The defense can't catch up.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Defended by Batum. They get a hand on it. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. No good on the 3.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
Offensive rebound outside for Rondo. And a miss there on the triple. Bucks leading by 10. We've got 1:55 left here in the fourth quarter. He's covered by Rondo. Here's Connaughton. Now here's George. From past the arc. And it's George again missing.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
And it also shows you how difficult this game is. He's just a little bit off, but it can result in missing everything.
Now here's Portis. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Bobby Portis plays hard, gives 100%, puts himself in a position to succeed.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And there's the nice layup by George. George has got 4 this quarter.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from 3.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for Milwaukee.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better.
Hold on!
Kevin, you got to buckle up on that one. Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
It's Portis high post. And Forbes kicks to Antetokounmpo. The three-pointer no good. They can score it here, but it won't mean much.
Kevin, turn out the lights. This party's over.
It might be. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. From deep, George, money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
So it's Milwaukee picking up the win. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. So the next starting five. Green is out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Harden. And it's Harris in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the one. He kicks it to Leonard. And the pass to George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, we've got two terrific highlight-making teams, both athletic in so many ways.
You know, it makes me hearken all the way back to college, and one of my teammates, Stacey Ogden, one of the greatest athletes I ever played alongside. But we're going to see a lot of his impact in tonight's game.
Harden, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And that touch Harden has, making the floater look so effortless coming off his fingertips.
Inside, Jackson passes to Zubac. Outside for Jackson. And Jordan sends it back. Irving with it. George picks him up.
Well, this is the court awareness that Joe Harris gives you. He is so skilled at realizing how to give his teammates an open look.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. George passes to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know, he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Harden outside. Paul George with the steal. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Well, you see the elite nature of Paul George's game. Make a steal on one end, finish with authority on the other.
And here's Harden. Here's the teardrop. No good from Irving.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
The rebound by Harden.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Count the basket.
An effective guard in the NBA has got to have the floater at his disposal. Go to work, Kyrie Irving. We see you, sir.
George looking over the floor. Here's Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Harden outside. Pass to Irving. Nails the baby hook. Irving's got 6. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Now George. Passes it to Zubac. And the foul on Harden. That is his first foul of the game. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Jackson against Harden. Jackson passes to Oturu, and it's good for 2.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
The Clippers shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. And it's Harden with the ball for Brooklyn. They trail by 3. High arcing shot. The shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Jackson passes to Oturu. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Nets trail by 3. To the paint. Batum finds Jackson. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Harden gets the bucket. Harden's got his 2nd basket.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And it's Leonard missing.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Harris misses.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Leonard, no luck.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Here's Jackson. Pass to Oturu. Down low. Kennard's shot is off. Nets have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Lets a floater go. Not happening that time. His second miss in 5 shots. For Los Angeles, they have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
And both free throws good for Nicholas Batum.
Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy. Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Well, you know Joe Harris comes from one of the great defensive coaches in college basketball. He will play.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. The Clippers on top, up 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
They have done a tremendous job of drawing contact and putting officials in a place where they simply have to make the call.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Brown out there with Harden. Then there's Harris. Then there's Griffin. And it's Aldridge in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
There's some toughness in the attitude of Paul George. Perfectly fends off the D on his way to the rack.
George against Harden. For 3, Harris. The rebound by Patterson. Clippers leading by 3. Coffee passes to Oturu. The 3 from George. The shot that time not on target. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Harris kicks to Harden. But they get it back. It's hauled in by George. The Clippers shooting 43% from the floor. Now the pass to Rondo. Back to George. To the paint. Outside for Rondo. Just 5 on the clock. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. Here's Brown. Drops in the layup for 2.
What an effective, efficient offensive possession. They'd love to get that shot every trip down the floor.
Rondo with the ball. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. To the inside. Oturu. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalry. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Both teams deciding to change it up. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball, exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Goes up. And Rondo finishes inside. And the Clippers lead by 4.
And although not the biggest guy, you got to love how Rondo uses his body inside. Has a great touch as well around the rim.
Zubac kicks to Rondo. That one goes in. Rondo's got the lead up to 6 now for Los Angeles.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Here's Irving. Jordan trying to free himself up, and that one's good. Irving.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off contact. What body control by Kyrie Irving.
Rondo looking around.
Well, seized up just a little bit at the last second. That's when he normally converts.
Here's Green. Outside for Griffin. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Tries again. Irving's shot is good. Irving's got 6 in the quarter.
I love that Kyrie Irving doesn't settle for something on the perimeter. He goes right to the cup.
Rondo on top. He's got 5. Pass to Zubac. Here's Mann. And foul on the... And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Right side, Green. Outside for Jordan. Shoots over Batum. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to 2 on the bucket from DeAndre Jordan.
You can see why DeAndre Jordan, for his career, over 65% field goal shooting. So close, so easy.
Jackson finds Leonard. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. He got it up. The shot off that time. So that'll be it for the first half.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At its highest, their lead topped out at... And that's...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Batuma's out there with Kawhi Leonard. And there's Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubac in at the center position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. Harden, no good. The Clippers in the lead. One-on-one here. Here's Jackson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jackson's got the first basket of the second half. That one for the Clippers. Harden surveying the D. Looking to get back on track here. Stolen by Zubac. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
Harden outside. Irving for 3. And the Nets miss again.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
It's Harden with the drive, and the jam by Harden.
What a pretty look. DeAndre Jordan, to have that kind of touch on your passing, such a quality piece for a big man.
Outside, George. And the layup's good off the glass. George has got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Now, here is Harden. 8 points for him. Irving passes to Harden. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harden's got 4 this quarter.
Well, Kyrie Irving, if you're open, he will find you. This guy is a scorer, but he understands others have got to come along with him.
George passes to Zubac. Gregor, the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you played for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
And it's sent back by Aldridge. Irving against Kennard. Leonard with the steal. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. Both teams will make substitutions. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
Clippers leading by 4. Inside. Here's Patterson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Irving looking over the floor. But they'll get another chance. Claxton. Kennard against Irving. Over Kennard. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. And the Clippers making a change here. Coffey's checked in. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal. Has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
Irving for 3. That doesn't go in either for Irving. Rondo with the ball. And Griffin picks him up defensively. Outside Rondo. Misses off the left iron.
All alone from mid-range. They know he won't miss many of those.
On the wing run. Kennard covering. Claxton. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Rondo against Irving. Rondo passes to Oturu. Another shot. It's hauled in by LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Griffin dishes to Irving. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. And now just a 4-point Los Angeles lead. The Clippers have gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Outside Rondo. With 2 seconds left. Can't connect. And we've reached the end of the third. The Clippers on top. They lead by 4. And while we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. So for Brooklyn now, Harden out there with Irving. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Claxton in at the 4.
Well, Paul George routinely making these difficult shots look easy. He's showing how dominant he truly is.
And it's sent back by George. Irving against Rondo. Coffey hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Coffey's got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers. Harden outside. Pass to Jordan. Makes it off the glass.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Outside, George. Outside for Rondo. Shot clock at 6. George, no good. Nets trail by 6. And Harris wide open. He shoots off target from three-point range. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And stolen by Irving. Harden against Patterson. And the basket by Harden.
I mean, how many spots on the floor is Harden not effective from? I'll tell you, not many.
Outside, George. And it's blocked by Jordan. Harris passes to Jordan. Irving with it. He's picked up by Rondo. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Green, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Clippers on defense. 4-point game. Basket good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And George here.
That is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
Outside Irving. To the middle. Batum with the steal. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, this guy is such a physical presence. Kawhi, phenomenal at finishing on the post. Possesses great touch and great length.
In the corner, Irving with it. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 4th assist in this one.
Guys, it doesn't get much bigger than that. Irving coming up huge right there with the bucket.
Jackson passes to Leonard. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 6.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. The coach's challenge has been issued. First game like this, onto the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the jam by Harden.
You know, and with how deliberate he can be, Harden still can surprise defenders with that burst, that underrated vertical that he possesses.
Outside, George. And Jordan sends it back.
Boy, the wingspan of DeAndre Jordan. This guy sends it back with a message.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. Harris kicks to Green. Pass to Harden. Irving for 3. It counts. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together, everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
And George, here we go. Outside Leonard. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks.
Absolutely no fear. Kawhi Leonard welcomes these moments. He relishes these moments.
Looking to tie it up with a big triple.
Greg, this is all about execution. Can you free an open man from the three-point line? That's what it comes down to.
The pass to Irving. To force OT. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap. Batum, and it's Zubats in at the pivot, manning the middle. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5. Now here's Jackson. Outside, George. Terrific, talented backcourts tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across another top-level guard?
Listen, it raises the stakes, no doubt about it. You always want the opportunity to play against the best because you want to see where you stand. But in the end, even when you know a guy's better than you, and you're going to have that be the case a lot of nights, you still know that you will have an ability to impact the outcome when it comes to winning. And that's where you have to keep your focus.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. Outside, Batum. Nobody near Leonard. No good from outside. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. Here's McCollum. Doesn't go that time. Great D that time from Batum. Floats one up, and George gets it to go.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Lillard with the bucket.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Mann's checked in.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. And a wide open look for McCollum. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Lillard finds McCollum to the paint, and Covington gets it to go on the assist by McCollum.
I mean, beautiful execution of the game plan offensively. So far, they are hitting 80% from the field.
Now, here's George. It's George on the wing from 13, and good. He got the English that time as it falls. George has got his second basket of the game.
Facing up from mid-range, George could have tried to drive, but takes what the defense gives him.
Very pretty alley-oop layup.
Oh, what a pass, and then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. Jackson against Lillard. Right side Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Lays it up and banks it in.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
And Lillard kicks to Powell. Nurkic the pass to Powell. Kicks it out to Covington. He feeds it to Nurkic. Powell trying to free himself up, and a missed layup.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
And it's sent back by Lillard. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Fires from deep. Doesn't go for him. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's George. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Powell finds Lillard. Over George. That one off the back iron and out. The Clippers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Leonard attacking, and he makes good on the layup.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. McCollum's got 6.
I don't think the range surprises anyone anymore. CJ can shoot the lights out from any position.
Now, here is George. A 3 from Leonard. But they recover it. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And that'll be 2 for... And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Tie game and some big points being put up on the board. Clark, as we wrap up the first. From Portland, we're back in a moment.
I know that when the main guy...
I think he's willing to bear the brunt, and he's also looking out for others.
Great leadership. His teammates seem to rally around that, and it's why every team he's on is a difficult out.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
And that's really hard on a defense, having to play deeper into the clock and having to cover a lot more ground.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. We've got Luke Kennard. Patrick Patterson is out there with Kawhi Leonard. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Oturu in at the center, filling out the middle. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And usually amongst the leaders in the offensive rebound rate, Cantor gives your team found points off misses.
Kicks it out to Leonard. In the corner, Kennard with it. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Always working to find open territory. Kennard's lethal in catch and shoot.
Inside. Here's Simons. Kennard covering. Now Anthony. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
That is ferocious.
You said it. That was ferocious. The shot by Lillard wide open. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. Leonard, that's for 2. And Cantor pulls it down.
Yeah, he's kicking himself. No defenders to be found in that mid-range area.
Dishes it to Lillard. Shoots the 3. Cantor finds Lillard. Over Kennard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. You know, you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that maybe going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to effecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice, but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
So for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Derek Jones. Norman Powell comes in for Anthony Simons. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Damian Lillard. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Patrick Patterson.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Here's McCollum. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Jackson's checked in, passes it to George. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Zubac, that's good. Zubac has got the lead up to 6 now for the Clippers.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Pass to Nurkic. Jackson against McCollum. Rejection by Zubats. George with the ball. Now Anthony defending from deep. And it's George missing.
And the truth is, this league would have been much bigger had he shot better.
Love the patience from Covington. Lets the situation develop and then delivers a perfect strike.
And it's Zubats atop the key. Batum scanning the floor. Outside for Jackson. And there's the pass to Zubats. 5 on the clock. Portland grabs the miss.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Powell, the pass to Covington. Back to Powell. Nurkic trying to get open. An even 3-on-3 break. Jackson kicks to George. Good on the three-point shot. George has got 7 points in the game.
He's been doing this a long time. George can hurt you from outside, inside, and everywhere in between.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie, a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the open. And that does it for our half.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You've got to like what Ivica Zubats has done in this game.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers. A very high percentage of those in the first half.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. McCollum finds Covington. Nurkic in the post, and the basket is good. Nurkic has got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Trailblazers. And here's Jackson. Outside Leonard. Pass to Oturu. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
Looking to end his cold spell. Shot is good in the Los Angeles leads. Cut down to 5 there thanks to the basket from Damian Lillard.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Listen, put the ball in the hands of your best scorers and let them go to work. Keep it simple.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. Got a piece of it. Powell with the steal. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up.
Always up there among the leaders in steals. Leonard gets his team out in transition.
Lillard the pass to Nurkic. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Jackson. Now the Clippers moving it up. And the shot goes in. And now it's a 9-point Clipper lead.
3 straight to begin this half. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Jackson finds Kennard. And Jackson throws it down hard.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
McCollum dishes to Lillard. Shot clock at 5. Fires it up. Oturu with the rebound. Oturu's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And they continue to control the glass.
Leonard on the wing. He's got 8. Offensive rebound. Kicks it to Patterson. Passes it to Kennard. From deep three-point range, but they get it back. Back to Patterson. Pass to Oturu. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Oturu's got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Lillard, he gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Jackson with it. He has 6. He kicks it to Patterson. A 3-ball. A shot. No good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Covington into the lane. Good on the bucket.
Good read there from Covington. Adept at realizing when to dish it to a teammate.
Jackson against Lillard. Down low. Jackson passes to Oturu. Jackson with it. Clock at 6. 44 seconds left to play in the third. It's not going to go for him. Powell, no one around him, drills it from outside. Now just a 4-point Clipper lead.
Offensively, McCollum sees the floor well. Not surprised to see him spot the open teammate.
Leonard attacking. Not that time. His 6th miss. He's made 4 of 10 so far. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Lillard outside. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And when Lillard sees an opening, he takes full advantage. Skilled at drawing contact.
The free throw drops for Lillard. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Well, free throws good from Lillard.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Here's George. And George with the stuff.
Smooth off the bounce with the strength to finish through contact. Paul George showing us how it's done.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Clippers ahead, up 4 from Portland. We're back in a moment. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Rondo in at the 1. Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Now George. Nice D from Lillard. Trailblazers trail by 4. Here's Jones. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Man's checked in. Tipped away. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rondo.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
A little bit late there, but you tried to get into your opponent's head. Forced them to go somewhere else with the ball, and he did that.
Leonard, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He said, "This is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it." He really is fired up about this game.
Yeah, quick thinking wins Dame assist. Finds the open man and the ball instantly there for the finish.
George passes to Rondo. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist in this one.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Here's Lillard. Jones, the pass to Cantor. Out to Anthony. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation.
Hate to see that. I know everyone's mind is on the play, but you got to protect the ball.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. McCollum's checked in. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. 6 on the shot clock. And here's George for 3. Lillard with the rebound. Lillard's got his 4th rebound in this one. Batum with the steal. And here's George for 3. And Cantor pulls it down. Trailblazers trail by 3. Here's Lillard. It's tipped. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball. Anthony drives in, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
Back to Rondo. Outside Leonard. Outside for Rondo. Over Lillard. And the shot is long.
And he's frustrated. That's a shot he can make in his sleep.
The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. It's on Nicholas Batum.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Robert Covington's checked in for Portland. Norman Powell comes in for Jones. The free throw drops for Lillard.
Tight ball game. Who do you want at the charity stripe? This guy.
George looking around. And the pass to Oturu. Back to George. From 12 feet out. Oturu's shot is off. Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Batum with the steal. And George, here we go. Good! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
That is world class.
Incredible shot with everything on the line coming through for his team.
Lillard against Rondo. To the inside. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jackson comes in for Rajon Rondo. 34 seconds left in the 4th. And George, here we go. Got it!
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Lillard outside. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Outside Jackson. Back to George. Right side Leonard. And that one drops.
I mean, unbelievable. It's one thing to be talented, but Kawhi is clutch as well.
And so the timeout by Terry Stotts here. Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, and the only chance here is a lob at the front of the rim. A tip in to tie the game. There's not enough time to get a catch and shoot.
And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Paul George.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane.
David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks. For They've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
2 players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Batum in at the 4-man position. And for Milwaukee, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. Now here's Middleton. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, you can't forget about the long arms of Batum. I mean, I want to see him be more active on the offensive glass because he's capable.
High post Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious 2-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
Here's George following the bucket by the Bucks. There's the triple. Lopez grabs the board.
Boy, not the kind of start they wanted. Only 1 for 4 so far.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Sometimes it's a real trick bag trying to guard Antetokounmpo. I mean, his skill set and build and length and athleticism draws a ton of fouls.
Both free throws good from Antetokounmpo. The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. George against DiVincenzo. Milwaukee with the rebound.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
Antetokounmpo passes to Holiday. And the Bucks miss again.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
Holiday against Jackson. Stolen by Jackson. Ahead. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. Milwaukee's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Outside Holiday. The pass to DiVincenzo. Back to Holiday. Pass to DiVincenzo. Shot clock at 6. Left side, Antetokounmpo.
And they're losing their concentration here, guys. Just sloppy with the ball.
And the dunk by Jackson.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
And so Holiday will bring it up for the Bucks. Trailing by 2. Middleton on the wing. The kick out to Holiday. Batum against Middleton. Here's Lopez. And again, the Bucks miss. The Clippers have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. George dishes to Leonard. It doesn't go for him. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Here's Lopez. And it goes down 2 points. Lopez has got his second bucket.
Aggressive move that time by Lopez. Took it right at him.
Outside, George. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Jackson against Holiday. Zubac beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark.
Well, that's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit. Maybe lost concentration, too.
A nice shot by George. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Clippers.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
DiVincenzo can't hit it.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
Here's Holiday. Paul George making his last shot. The shot by Middleton, wide open. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And talk about a terrific stroke. The defense was hoping that a 3-ball that deep wasn't going in.
Leonard on the wing. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. DiVincenzo against George. That doesn't go either for George. The Bucks trail. And here comes Holiday leading the fast break. The kick out to Giannis. Count it.
That's why you got to push Giannis Antetokounmpo out of the paint. I mean, he's too long, too skilled, and very confident from this area. You got to get him out of there.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Bucks ahead. They... And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. When you consider how the Bucks are doing, what do you guys think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. They've got Patrick Patterson. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. And it's Oturu in at the 5. Here is Rondo after the made shot from Bobby Portis. Pass to Oturu. It's rebounded by Portis.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Bucks passing it around. Rondo with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. George has got the ball. Pass to Coffey. With the putback. And George able to finish. George has got 6.
Yeah, solid work on the offensive glass by Paul George, squeezing the orange and giving them another chance at points.
To the paint, here's Portis. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. The Clippers trail. And here's Rondo. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. Here's Connaughton. He kicks it to Tucker. And stolen by Patterson. Now the Clippers moving it up. That shot off. The Bucks go the other way with it. Here's Connaughton. It's deflected. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Rondo's running. That shot is off. Good D by Holiday. For Milwaukee, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Forbes the pass to Connaughton. Kicks to Holiday. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
It's a solid blueprint. And Milwaukee has possession after the basket by Los Angeles. Holiday gets the bucket.
Oh, a nifty finisher. You didn't think Holiday would back down inside, did you?
Rondo scanning the floor. There's the pass to Patterson. Stolen by Tucker. And here's the fast break. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Tucker forces the turnover, then immediately gets the ball up court. That's just an experienced, smart play.
Outside, George fires the three. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Pass to Forbes from downtown. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Oh! Oh, man. And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. To the right side. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Puts up a 3. Batum grabs the miss. The Clippers have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Good on the shot.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Milwaukee has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Halt the run. They get it back.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
The Clippers have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Kennard finds Zubats. Outside Leonard. Back to Zubats. 6 to shoot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but and yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Antetokounmpo comes in for Antetokounmpo. Chris Middleton's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Bryn Forbes. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. Count it. Good. Leonard's got the lead up to 4 now for Los Angeles.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of it.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Clippers lead by 4.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, back. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They were never able to get the lead up. And that...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been one outstanding game from George.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for the Bucks, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. Leonard draws the double. On the wing, Batum. 3-pointer. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
The outside stroke of Batum, too nice. He knocks him down in bunches.
Outside Holiday. Giannis outside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instincts. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I pick bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are 2 guys that still are very reliable.
Los Angeles leading by 3. Right side Jackson. 18 feet out. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
You've really got to tag Middleton in transition so you have a chance to get in front of him. You know, his speed and athleticism, a lot to deal with if you aren't concentrating on getting back.
Kennard finds Patterson. Back to Kennard. Kicks it out to Leonard. Just 5 to shoot. A shot. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Just 1 for 4 from the field. Not the way they wanted to start the second half.
Middleton drives in for the lead. Nice D that time from Leonard. LA has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Leonard's got 6.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Passes it to DiVincenzo. For the tie. Oturu with the rebound. Oturu's got his 5th rebound in this one. Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday. 3-pointer. Here's Connaughton, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Here's Rondo. Yes, that goes in. Rondo's got the lead up to 8 now for the Clippers.
Loving the energy right now here in the 3rd quarter as they try to take control of this game.
And I really think this is the time to do it because this is a real important juncture in the ball game right here.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. The Bucks shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
Boy, for me, it's really been fun watching the evolution of Chris Middleton. I mean, a rangy 2 guard who can really stuff the stat sheet.
Antetokounmpo's checked in for the Bucks. And then for Los Angeles, Coffey's checked in, and it's Paul George in for Luke Kennard. Rondo passes to Zubac. Rondo kicks to Batum. Pass to Zubac. Outside for Rondo. The Clippers need to get off a shot. No good from Zubats.
Boy, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
And he makes the bucket. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Outside Rondo. And George, here we go. And the dunk by Zubats.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
Bucks trail by 4. Here is Forbes. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. From deep. But they'll get another chance. Kept alive. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Now here's Rondo. Now the pass to Coffee. Now George. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Clippers lead by 4. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Los Angeles on top, up by 4. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Oturu in at the center. Clock at 6. George passes to Oturu over Lopez. That one wide left. Bucks trail by 4. Tucker finds DiVincenzo. Bucks passing it around. Inside, Lopez. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And the Bucks making a change here. Middleton's checked in. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for George. Rondo with the ball. Pass to Kennard. Here's Patterson. No good on the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Here's Rondo. Makes it off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 4.
You know, he's a bit of a rarity and maybe even a throwback when you look at Rondo and how being a smaller guard, he still is comfortable operating inside.
Right side Holiday. Here's Lopez. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 4 assists in the game. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Left side, Leonard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Brook Lopez.
so hard to guard, really, without fouling. Leonard is an expert at forcing the issue and getting the call.
George is checked in for Los Angeles.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
And here's Holiday. The putback, it's hauled in by the Clippers. Batum's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. That's foul number 2 for him. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. George looking over the floor. From outside the arc. They get the rebound, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Leonard with the steal. Batum with the 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. DiVincenzo's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but it certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. 1:46 left in the game. Outside Jackson. Passes to Leonard. Back to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Drains the 3-pointer. And now a 9-point Los Angeles lead.
I tell you, one thing Jackson has never lacked: confidence. I mean, when he gets a look, Reggie always believes his next shot will be his best one.
For 3. Lopez grabs the board. Lopez has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Boy, the added work in the weight room for Giannis coming into play there. I mean, you got to send an army to try to stop this guy.
George dishes to Morris. Looking for George. He gets it there. Pass to Jackson. Back to George. Shot, high post, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And this is one of George's main strengths, a phenomenal mid-range scorer.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Holiday gets the bucket.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Outside Jackson. In the corner, it's Morris. Back to Jackson. He kicks to Leonard. On the wing, George. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Morris, no good. Holiday finds DiVincenzo. And Antetokounmpo. It falls!
And in addition to his great talent, Antetokounmpo has the reputation of being an outstanding leader as well. He's a clutch player who demands the ball in these situations.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Welcome, everybody, to another presentation of... And let's check out the injury report. 5 players unavailable tonight.
5 players unavailable tonight. A lot of minutes and shots to go around.
And the Clippers starting 5. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the 1. And for the Nets, we've got Green. Irving is out there with Harden. Then there's Harris. And it's Jordan in at center. Now, here is George. Back to Jackson. Clock is at 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. And the teams we're seeing tonight, Steve, they have very deep rotations.
And Kevin, when you can go maybe 10 deep, it keeps your locker room happy. It also protects your team against injuries sinking a season.
And it's Irving missing. Here now, the Clippers. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And oh, here we go with Green. Nobody back. And Green slams it in.
The anticipation of Kyrie steals it away, kicks off the fast break.
Outside, George passes it to Zubac. Jackson looking around. Count that bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Now here's Harden. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. It's Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. The pass to Zubac. Now here's Batum. Shot from 12. Goes back up. And the rejection by Harden. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it. The fast break chance. A quick shot there, and it's off target. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. And Leonard gets it to go.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Harden outside. And Harden with the stuff.
And once Harden has momentum behind him, watch out. I love seeing the beard flush it down there with some power.
George looking around. There's the dish to Leonard. Pass to Zubac. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Leonard. Second chance shot. George with no one around. They get it back. Over Jordan. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
I like when Reggie Jackson is seeking out his teammates. He could have took that shot, but his teammate, he was wide open.
Harden outside. But they get it back. Irving from long range. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's George. Nifty move. Leonard the pass to Zubac. And it's blocked by Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan is a force on defense. Tough to finish when he's lurking.
Some changes for Brooklyn. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Green. And it's Brown in for Kyrie Irving. Patterson finds Kennard. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now, here is Harden. 1:09 left here in the first quarter. Misses in close.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Chalk up 2 there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here is Harden. He kicks it to Harris. Brown feeling it out a bit. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Rondo passes to Morris. Back to Rondo. The feed to Patterson. Pass to Man, and it's Rondo in the corner. Here's Patterson. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Nets trail by 6. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
High percentage look for him. But bottom line, they're not all going to go down.
Kennard, the pass to Patterson. Over Aldridge.
A good defensive position by Aldridge. Veteran play. He really affected that shot.
And so it's... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Oturu in at the 5. Home in the paint. Here's Oturu. And that one, good.
Hustle points count just like any others. That's a great play.
Harden outside. Out to Harris. Launches it. Wow. Kick. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
The Nets making a switch here. Irving's checked in and stolen by Harris. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 4 points with the basket from Irving.
Out in transition, Kyrie finds his spot down the court, finishes the job.
And Joe Harris, the lethal shooter, he can also be a threat in the pick-and-roll game.
Yeah, Harris does a great job reading what a defense is giving. He's more than just a catch-and-shoot type of player. Harris can hit shots on the move and isn't afraid to go at defenders.
Here's Irving. Paul George making his last shot. Banked in off the glass. Irving's got his second bucket of the game to go.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Outside, George. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Outside Irving. And he uses the glass on the layup. Irving's got 6 points.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Outside Rondo. Passes it to Oturu. In the corner, George with it. Up again. It's good on the putback. Oturu's got 4 points this quarter.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Now Rondo following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Irving against Rondo, and it's blocked. Here's Brown. Good, and Harris gets the assist.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They lead by 4. 1:43 left to play here in the second quarter. Outside for Rondo. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable, and there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on it. Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Aldridge comes in for Blake Griffin. Jeff Green is checked in for Harris. And James Harden subbed in for Brown. Outside Jackson. Dishes to Batum. The pass to Zubac. Outside for Batum. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Man. And Leonard has it in the corner. Over Green. Great tee that time from Green.
Both sides attacking. That was good defense versus good offense.
Yep, it counts. Harden's got 6 in the quarter.
Here in the second quarter, he's looking much more comfortable with his offense.
Leonard looking over the floor. And yes, it's good. And the Clippers lead by 3.
A beast on the dribble drive. You see Kawhi right there, undeterred by contact.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. The Clippers have the edge here at halftime. They've got a 3-point lead. Kenny, give us... And that'll...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
DeAndre Jordan is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Harris, and it's small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Now, here is Harden. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. Los Angeles making a switch here. Coffey's checked in. Outside Jackson. And Jordan sends it back. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. George against Irving. Clock at 6. The shot by George, no good. Nets trail by 3. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Reggie Jackson.
And Harden finished second in MVP voting in 2017, won the MVP in 2018. A multi-talented combo guard who just seems to get better every season.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Reggie Jackson. Harden hits them both.
I'll tell you, he doesn't give points away. Excellent job from the line.
Second half just getting started, about a minute played. And that one's good, George. It's a close game here in Brooklyn. Pass to Harris. Back to Harden. Jordan, great positioning on the putback.
You've got to hand it to DeAndre. His relentless approach on the boards, paying dividends.
Rondo looking over the floor. Pass to George. And Jordan sends it back.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shot just don't go down.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Here's George. After the basket by Brooklyn. Second shot opportunity. Zubac finds George. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's foul number 2 for him. Griffin's checked in for the Nets. Bruce Brown comes in for Kyrie Irving. Leonard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for George. And Leonard gets it to go.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Harden outside. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Rondo, and good that time. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Really admire the fact that Rondo is not afraid to go down there in the paint from time to time.
Harden outside. Lobs it up for Jordan. It's good. Jordan's got the lead up to 1 now for the Nets.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Outside Rondo. Zubac trying to break loose. Rondo, good. Rondo's got 4 this quarter.
Gotta respect the attacking mindset of Rondo. Always looking to go right to the cup.
Right side, Jordan. It's hauled in by Zubac.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backcourt.
And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. LaMarcus Aldridge comes in for Jordan. And Nicholas Claxton subbed in for Joe Harris. Here is Harden. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Now Harden. He's got 14. And Harden with the stuff.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. Now here's Jackson. And the layup falls. Jackson's got 6.
The developing feel Reggie Jackson has for scoring inside, playing much more under control these days.
The pass to Brown. He dishes it to Aldridge. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Aldridge has got his first points of the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
24 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Leonard, whoa, hammering it in.
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Harden against Jackson. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That's on Patrick Patterson.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Clippers with the ball. Leonard on the wing. Kennard for three. And the last second attempt doesn't fall.
Not a physically imposing defender, but Kyrie with great.
Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the 2 spot.
Quick lick from Patterson makes finishing plays off with a dunk look easy.
Harden surveying the D. And the jam by Harden.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Leonard with the ball. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Give him any kind of opening, and Kawhi Leonard will make you pay at the rack.
Brooklyn trailing. And now we've got the intentional foul. And the Clippers making a change here. Outside Irving. Aldridge finds Irving. Lays it up off the glass. Irving's got it all tied up now for the Nets.
Defensively, someone has to stay with Kyrie on the pick and roll. He's too good of a scorer.
Here's George. Score of the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
And I love the play call. This is where you get the ball into the hands of your closers, where they can do something with it.
Now, here is Irving. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
He gets to the rim at will. Kyrie, one of the most elusive players you'll ever see.
George passes to Jackson. Pass to Oturu. Jackson up top, guarded by Harden. He gets it in there. And it's 8 points for Reggie Jackson.
This is what you get from Reggie Jackson now. Powering through contact and has the focus to complete the play.
Harden outside. Kicks it to Aldridge. Plenty of space. Again, the Nets for 2.
Man, that they need those points, and I bet he's the guy that continues to go for them.
He will use his size, his skills, and his shooting ability to go get this win.
George, no good. Nets have gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. They now take the lead. Irving's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nets.
When the lights are at his brightest, Kyrie loves coming through.
Here's George. Can't hit that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Irving against George. Irving kicks to Green. 5 on the clock. Irving attacking, and it's in there. Irving's got 8 here in the quarter.
A strong finisher. Kyrie exhibits good body control after contact.
Outside, George. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Yes! And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. Let's have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Clippers call time here. They trail by 2. 1:27 left to play in the final quarter. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, James Harden.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of it.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. With this game still up for grabs, he told his team, hey, we're in position to take this one, guys. Let's stay focused and stay together, and we'll get it done. See how it plays out, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Here's Irving, and the Nets miss again. Clippers trail by 4. And it's George finishing it off.
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Harden dishes to Jordan. Nets passing it around. Leonard with the steal. Rondo with it. And it's Harden picking him up. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Now, here is George. Money!
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
Here is Harden. Rondo with the rebound. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Up top, Zubac. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Here's Harden. Count it!
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're behind by 2. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
But I'm curious to see, will they go for a 2 to tie or a 3 to win it all?
And here's George. From deep three-point range, misses the 3.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us.